The very first thing the woman did after rebirth was refuse to save the drowning adopted son, because in her past life she had been the only demon god who could bring back the dead. When the old master offered a fortune to beg for her help, she had not hesitated to use her divine power to save the boy. That was how she met the man. And in the end, under his relentless pursuit, she even chose to marry him. She thought happiness had finally arrived. But when she was 7 months pregnant, the man personally pushed her down the stairs, falling into the darkness. She finally realized the drowning accident years ago had been nothing but the man's scheme, all to bring the scheming woman into his family. Her very existence had cost that scheming woman her life in humiliation. So to take revenge, the man tied her to a boulder and sank her into the sea. She died full of hatred. Perhaps heaven pitied her, because she was reborn to the very day the boy was drowning. Once again the old master knelt and begged for her help, but this time, the man stormed in with the scheming woman, publicly accusing her of being a fraud, claiming the real demon god was the scheming woman. The woman froze at his words. This scene had never happened in her last life. Suddenly she suspected the man had also been reborn. Realizing this, she turned and walked away, but the moment she stepped outside, she discovered the adopted son had truly drowned. Thinking of her past life, and the tragic end of her unborn child, she decided then and there to let the man taste the pain of losing a son. But the man laid a trap, framing her, and even trying to snatch the sacred bell from her hands. Luckily, at the crucial moment, the rich heir who had always admired her rushed over. He stopped everyone on the spot, and even offered $30 million, begging her to save his drowning niece instead. The woman agreed without hesitation, knowing this was also her chance to prove herself. She then proposed a wager with the man, to see who could save the child first, and the child had to be alive. She put up her entire fortune. The man sneered in his heart, because the one in the water was just a dummy. He was certain she would lose, so he bet 10% of his shares. The rich heir immediately matched that. To support the woman, everyone moved to the reservoir. The woman lit candles, then cast a silk line into the water with a bamboo pole. But there was no movement at all. The atmosphere grew tense, so she leapt into the icy depths herself, and to her shock, she found her body eerily upright and suspended in the water. A legendary omen of great misfortune. Yet for the sake of the heir's trust, she clenched her teeth and acted anyway. She bound the malicious energy with 3 loops of red thread, then rang the bell to revive the niece. The girl revived, but instantly revealed murderous intent, lunging straight at her. On shore, the man saw the woman had not resurfaced, and declared she would never return. He ordered them to bring his adopted son, to let the scheming woman prove she was the real demon god. But at that very moment, the woman miraculously rose from the water carrying the niece, though the child still wasn't breathing. The man sneered, thinking victory was his, and loudly declared, whoever revived the child first, the loser must admit to being a fraud. The woman agreed immediately. The man then began reviving the adopted son, but there was no response. Finally a faint breath appeared, and he was overjoyed, until the woman told him to look more carefully. The next second, the man's smile froze instantly.